Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's bridge class. This class is about Introduction to User Experience. I'm Marvin Lee, and today I'm going to introduce you to the world of user experience and so called UX. Let's begin. First, throughout this course, we're going to walk through the fundamental what is user experience, and second is a real life experience of uh, what is a good user experience, and the third one will be some no, not some practice, but yes, some practice regarding the user experience, and up to you to decide which one is a better has better user experience. And the fourth one will be conclusion. So let's start with what is user experience. As you may already see, user experience is compound with user and experience. So there must be user and experience together to form a user experience. So what is user? A user is the one who interacts with a service or a product. And the experience is throughout the touch points. And touch point is the path and the connection, the interaction between you and the product or the service. For example, if you are using a laptop, you tapping on the keyboard of the laptop may be a touch point between you and the product. So there forms a experience. Is the keyboard tactile? Is the keyboard too soft? Is the keyboard responsive? That kind of experience is included in the user experience field. So the user experience designer is in charge of, of experiencing now is to maintain the high user experience and to try improving the user experience through some practice and skills and techniques. So user experience by definition is the multidisciplinary field focused on enhancing user satisfaction and usability. As I just mentioned, the keyboard on your laptop may include user satisfaction and usability. If you press the key on the keyboard and then the word or a text don't show on the screen, then the usability may be very low to a point that you won't use that laptop keyboard anymore. So after you fulfill the usability part, you have to fulfill the user satisfaction part. If the keyboard can press and will show the text on the screen, but it's very loud when you use the keyboard, then the user satisfaction may be low. And both the usability and the user satisfaction needs to be high for the user to have a very good experience. And by improving the accessibility, usability, and enjoyment provided in the interaction between the user and the product or system. Here may apply to a product like a laptop keyboard or a service when you enter a restaurant. It encompasses various aspects of human-computer interaction, psychology design, usability engineering to create seamless, intuitive, and engaging experience for users. Such a brilliant definition. And the seamless, intuitive, and engaging experience, how do they perform and how do they show in our real life scenarios? A seamless and intuitive interaction may be you pressing the keyboard and it shows instantly. And the engaging experience may be, wow, such a fluent typing experience, such a fluent typing work that your finger just suddenly figure out which key is on which position. Hello, so let's dive deeper into user experience. So, more on user experience, what is the progress of a product that is transitioning from a good user experience to a very good user experience is becoming usable and becoming useful and becoming enjoyable. So you can imagine some of the product in your own life, your own experience that is usable but not useful, such as a old pencil that is useful in writing a word, but it's not really useful because it's too light or too easy to crack. Or is that pencil enjoyable? So If a pencil is really enjoyable, it may be a very good pencil to hold on, or a very good pencil to use, like such as that the ink texture, the ink color is so vibrant and saturated. So that's the example about a pencil which has a very good user experience. So as you may see, a pencil can also have a very good user experience. Let's have some very real life examples that for you to decide which one has a better user experience. Let's start with a Apple smartphone versus a old flip phone. Which one you think has a better user experience? I believe that most of you may choose Apple smartphone, and some of you may choose old flip phone, but the majority may choose Apple smartphone. But now you can think that there's no really such a better user experience when it comes to product versus product. Because some of the older generation, they may think that Apple smartphone pack too much features and too much functionalities that they can't really tell which one is which one, such that there's too many apps, there's too many settings to figure around. So for that older generation user, the old flip phone may have better user experience. But here is the critical part that we always have to consider that different user may prioritize different characteristic when it comes to user experience, such that age may come into consideration when it comes to the smartphone choice, the phone choice versus the Apple smartphone versus the old flip phone. Let's come to a second example, the smartwatch versus the Rolex watch. A Rolex watch, oh wow, so premium. But which one has a better user experience? You may say that the smartwatch may track your blood, some vital signs like your heartbeats, like your walk distance. But the Rolex watch cannot do that. The Rolex watch is like a display of your personal status, your personal taste. And also a smartwatch may be your personal taste also. So which one has a better user experience? Then you may decide. But all of this is based on user, because user experience may not exist without a user, right? And you may take a free moment to decide which one you prefer, along with the previous one, the Apple smartphone and the old flip phone one. You may come with various examples and very actual, very real-life scenarios that fit into this one. The user experience may differ from user to users. And also, the next one will be Line versus Telegram. Both are instant messaging apps. And you may prefer Line, and others may prefer Telegram. You may say that Line has more user field, and all of your friends use Line, so you prefer Line. But others may say that Telegram has more security features, more packed with like stickers, free stickers, then you have to pay for stickers, that kind of stuff. And actually, there's no definite good user experience or bad user experience when it comes to the product versus product or service versus service. All of this is just up to your own preference. So next we will talk about what perspective a user experience designer may consider. The user experience designer may consider who, why, what, and how. First, a user experience designer considers the who, why, what, and how of a product to design every perspective of interaction between user and product. When it comes to who, they may consider how old is the user, what generation is the user, what race is the user. Do they have special needs like some physical aid? They have like impairments, they have poor vision, they have difficulty like mobility difficulties, they have different desires, they prefer brighter colors, darker colors, more saturated color, more luminant colors. And the why part, for what purpose they use the product, any special consideration like emotional needs, like they use this product to connect with their important others, and how, and oh no, first comes with what. So the what, the material, the design, and the medium. Which kind of material is the product made by? Maybe metal, maybe plastic, maybe wood. And what design? Maybe the round design, box design, rectangle design. There's a size and shape. And the medium. If that's a service, which kind of medium they use? They may use online shopping websites. They may use an app. They may use a physical device. They may use a card, like name card, business card, that kind of design, the material, the medium. And how is the product used in the user field? How user view the design? How do they think of the design? So that's all those questions they may be asked by the user experience designer. That's what we have to consider. And to conclude, what expertise related to user experience design? If you want to become a user experience designer, a user experience researcher, following are some of the examples of the expertise that you may get hand with. First is a human-computer interaction, HCI, which can emphasize the part of you interacting with the device, the computer, and how your vision and how you may use it in your workflow, how to fluently interact with the device. And second is a psychology, cognitive science to further understand how humans think of a product, how do they feel appeal, and what is the critical part of their feeling happiness. Design thinking, information architecture, visual design, interaction design, usability testing, and research. Also, the accessibility. Accessibility is a very key part of the user experience design because you have to consider different needs, different race, and different special considerations such as they may be very unfamiliar with new tech, so you have to make it very intuitive, very easy to interact with. That's part of the accessibility. So throughout all these parts, you may choose which field of the expertise you really love, and you can dive right in. Next up, enjoy your journey and enjoy user experience design. You is the user, and you can create your own design, your own experience. Thank you so much.